Hi, it's Chad, 20 Arbor Brewing. Today we're going to do a yeast starter. Okay, we're going to do a double yeast starter. As you'll notice, I have two different kinds of yeast. I have an American lager yeast, which is a WLP 840, and I also have a Pilsen lager. It's a Y yeast 2007. Okay, first we're going to start off. We have a clean and sanitized Erlenmeyer flask, 2,000 liters. And today we're going to be using the proper starter. It's what it is it's basically it's DME already mixed with the water in a can. So what we're going to do is we're going to use one can of this, 16 ounces, and one 16-ounce bottle of water. We're going to do that twice. 2 cans, 2 water. We're going to sanitize it there. Before I started the video, we had everything sanitized already. We got the stir bar in the flask already. And this should give us a starter that's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1040. We don't want to go much higher than 1040 with the starter because we don't want to stress the yeast. We just want to make them propagate. Right. Now we're going to go with 2 bottles of just regular old water. This is not tap water. These are actually brand new bottles. Room temperature. Everything's room temperature. The Y yeast was a smack pack, so we got that out of the way earlier before the video started. And we brought the White Labs yeast, the pure pitch, we brought it up to room temperature. It's like that phone was getting the better of us. But just like in your beer, it will settle down. Now you guys are probably going to see all this stuff in the background and wondering what I do on this bench. This is actually my reloading bench. Reload 9mm and 45 ACP. Alrighty. We're going to sanitize a little Star San on the yeast pack. Resanitize the scissors. Now see on these on the White Labs, that little package, there's 2 packages in there. Shake it up a little bit, make sure we're getting all the yeast. Alright, we'll set that off to the side. We'll do the same thing with the smack pack. Gonna make sure it's sanitized so we ain't getting no weird bugs or anything. Redo the scissors. Just real quick. Man, you can really smell that yeast from that smack pack. Dump it in nice and easy. As you can see with the yeast in it, we're a little over 2,000 milliliters, which is 2 liters if you do the math. Oops, spilled a little bit right there. And this starter, we're probably going to do a video Sunday. We're going to do a dry hop Pilsner, 10 gallons. That's what this yeast starter's for. Hell, we may even do it on Saturday on 4th of July. All right. Now, this is so full. This is going to be interesting. We may end up having a problem. We may end up spilling a little bit. Okay. I don't have any fancy stoppers or airlocks or anything that I use for this. I just use some foil. Put gently over the top just so nothing can get in. And when I turn on my stir plate, I'm going to show you the speed, how it should look that I prefer to use. I don't run it wide open and make a big whirlpool. Turn it up a little here, get it going. All we're trying to do is just mix this enough where it'll be introducing oxygen into the starter so the yeast will propagate and grow. And see how that, I don't know if you could see it from that angle, but you could see the yeast is starting to spin up a little bit. All right, and I think that's good as far as speed here. In a little while, when it gets to spinning really well, we'll probably turn it down a little bit. You can still make a yeast starter even if you don't have a stir plate. You just set it somewhere where you walk by a lot in your house every day, out of the sunlight, of course, and just pick it up and give it a swirl. All you want to do is just introduce some oxygen to it. Okay, now this yeast is gonna grow, so you're gonna get a krausen in here, because this starter is beer without any hops in it. So I'm probably gonna have a bit of a mess, and what I'm gonna do off camera is I'm probably gonna set up like a little spill containment area, so it doesn't make a hell of a big mess on my reloading bench here. So hey, if you like what we're doing, hit subscribe, hit like. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer what I can. Hey, if you like what we're doing, come back and see us. Thanks. Hey, welcome back. We got to add a little bit to that last video. This is going to be a total disaster if we let this go this full. The krausen's going to come up, and it's going to be just like having not having a blow-off tube on your fermenter. It's going to be a mess. So what I did is I got my other 2,000 milliliter flask, got a star sand. We're going to dump about half of this into here, and this one's going to still run on the stir plate, and I'm going to take this one into the house and do like I explained to you earlier in the video, and I'll show you what I mean by swirling it and all that. So we're going to re-sanitize the foam. Put a little sanitizer around there, a little bit right here. We're going to dump about half of it. About, I don't know, probably around 1,000. And we're dumping real easy too, so I don't lose my stir bar. There's about 1,200 in this one. We're going to put it back on, turn it on, get it spinning, sanitize this over the lid. We'll take this one in the house and we'll keep it out of the sunlight, and whenever I walk by it or whatever, I'm going to pick it up and stir it up like this. Let's agitate it up, get some oxygen in there. And the yeast is still going to propagate even though it's not on a stir plate. And also, I don't know if you can see from that angle, I got a little bit of a whirlpool in there, and I'm going to cut it down just a little. We don't want to beat the hell out of the yeast, we just want them to grow. So when this yeast starter's done, we'll let it run about 24 hours or something like that. A little longer won't hurt anything. We're going to put it in the fridge, put both of them in the refrigerator, let all the yeast settle out. And when we go to use it, what we'll do is we'll dump all the old starter off of it. We'll dump, you know, all the tube or, you know, whatever and all that. And then we'll mix it up real good with a little bit of liquid that's left in it, and then it'll be ready to pitch when it's that time. So, and also, I added yeast nutrient. I forgot to do that on video. So there was about a teaspoon of yeast nutrient added to this when it was all the way full. So we should be good to go. Thanks.